All right, so in this video, I want to go through question 3E, where you simplify the surds into fractions. When I originally started the question, I didn't quite think it through, and now I'm going to talk about what things I did wrong, and now we can actually, I guess, analyze it a bit better. The thing about these questions is you want to try and look for some sort of pattern, okay? Before you start any of the questions, you want to simplify each surd as it is, and then try and expand it out. So work your numerators and then your denominators out. But before you do end up doing a step, the reason you actually simplify is so you can eliminate stuff out. So we're going to start by looking at the bottom. Actually, before I do that, let's just write a rule that you want to look at patterns. Okay. And that's where you see, like you ask yourself the question, is it simplified? Like each surd. If I look at 10 to square root of 686, that can definitely be simplified further. 3 to square root of 12, that can be simplified, because what are two numbers that give you 12? 4 and 3. 4 is a square number, so that definitely can be simplified. On the bottom, 5 to square root of 28 can be simplified, and square root of 18 definitely can be simplified. Okay, so we're going to start at the first number, 10. 686. Now, notice I'm not going to work in fractions or anything. I'm just using a surd number as it is and simplifying it. 10 square root of 686. Okay, I can't simplify 10 at all, but I can simplify this big number here. What the trick is, you use your calculator very well. You type in 686 and you try and divide it by as many squared numbers as you can. So I'm going to try 4. That's when it doesn't work. 16. We'll try 25. Nope. 36. Nope. 49. All right, bingo. 49, lots of 14, is the same thing as 686. Out of those two numbers, one of them is a perfect square number, and the whole reason why we divided by 49 to see how many times it goes in it. So this can be simplified as now 10. Square root of 49 is 7, and that's why it moves outside of the square root, and we're still left with 14. Okay, so the first surd, individual surd, which is this one here, okay, the simplest version of it is 10 sevens are 70, square root of 14. Okay, can we simplify that any further? I could do 7 2s, but that doesn't have any square numbers in it, so I guess not. Yeah, all right. Next number, let's do 3 square root of 12. Okay, I already said that two multiples that gave me 12 by 4 and 3s. 4 is a perfect square number, so I can actually simplify that. So 3 is the same thing as 2, because square root of 4 is the same as 2 and it gets moved out. Square root of 3. So that number here is simplified as 6 square root of 3. All right, we're going to start finishing up the rest of the fraction. And it gets easier because we just did all the harder ones. All right, let's go yellow. 5 square root of 28. I'm going to do it on this side here. 5 square root of 28 is the same thing as saying the two numbers 7 and 4. Yep, 4 is a perfect square number, so I'm just going to move square root of 4, which is 2, out, and do the rest. And as a simplified number, 5 2s are 10. Oops. Square root of 7. I'm going to finish that off with a rainbow color. Square root of 18. And we'll do it here. Is the same thing as saying square root of 9 times 2. 9 is a perfect square number, so we can square root that and we get, square root of 3 to 2. All right, awesome. That's what the most simplified is. Unfortunately, none of the surds they match. I can't simplify them any further. But what I can do now is just work out one section at a time. I'm just going to zoom out. And remember, we had originally started with this one here. Okay, there's a lot of numbers. We simplified each term and we ended up with this. And now we can just work it out one thing at a time. So let's do numerators together. 70 lots of 6s are 420. Yes, it's right. I'm going to times the square roots, 14 by 3. We'll do that to the next step. We'll leave that till the next step. Next one, we can want to times our whole numbers first. 10 lots of 3 are 30. Times our square roots. 7 and 2s are 14, but we will do that in the next step. Wow, I don't know how to. It's not quite zooming out. Okay. Simplifying this even further now, equals 14 times 3 is the same as 42. And 30 square root of 7 lots of 2 is the same as 14. Now just have a look at the numbers and see if you can simplify the square roots any further. The number 42, what can we divide it by? I don't think it is divided by any square numbers. I'm just trialing. I did 2. I did 4. Now next one is 9. What's next? 16. And that's about it, I guess. So I can't simplify this any further, and this is the most simplified fraction. Now, what I will encourage you to do is, can you always try and find the answer in decimal form so you can match it to the original, because our first fraction and our second fraction are the exact same. The only thing we did is we simplified it. So 420 square root of 42, denominator 30 square root of 14. Oh, hang on. Nearly done. Is the same as saying 24.24 blah blah. I'm going to go up the page now, and we're going to put this exact same in, and we're going to see what it is in decimals. 10 square root of 686 times by 3 square root of 12. On the bottom, we had 5 square root of 28 times by square root of 18, sorry. And the answer for this is 24.24 blah, blah, blah. Now I'm going to zoom out and match my answers because I've already forgotten what the first one was. And look at that, 24.24, 24.24. Bang on. It's correct. It's actually meant to be 24.25 on both of them because the next number was 8 to round off. But clearly I've done the right thing because both of my answers as decimals are the same thing, and I've simplified as furthest I possibly could do. And yeah, that's where you finish it off.